Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to IYS online teaching. This is me, the host of class 9-10 maths meeting. So dear, before starting the actual teaching, it is important to reinforce the general instructions. Okay, don't raise hand during teaching. Ask questions at the end of the session only in chat box. Use your hand free if you are using mobile and headphone for computer use. Feed your ID and password properly with your name and class, especially for today's session. Take care of time for attending the class. Home task should be done in your fair copy as per teacher instruction. If there is any disconnectivity during the teaching, try to reconnect within 5 to 10 minutes. So dear, today we will work on chapter number 2, exercise 2.7. This is a continuation of the same chapter, system of real number. And the pages which are involved today's session, that are page number 44 and 45. Topics of the day. It means today what we are going to learn, they are rational exponents. Means we will discuss what are rational exponents and how we apply the rational exponent for the simplification of the expressions, that is simplify rational exponents. Very first, what are rational exponents? Rational exponents are also called fractional exponents. So by using this term, it is easy to understand that what we are using for the rational exponents. These are the expressions with exponents that are rational numbers. What are rational numbers? We have already discussed that those expressions, those numbers which can be written in the form of fraction. And we also discussed that in rational number, one of the part is the integers. While all the standard rules of exponents apply, means rational exponents are the exponents which are present in the form of fraction and on which we can apply all the laws of exponents. It is helpful to think about rational exponents by following the different examples. Now, obviously, once it is clear that the rational exponents are the fractional exponents, so now how will we simplify the questions or the expressions in which fractional exponents are involved? So, exercise 2.7 is based on the same theory. It is question number 1. Be careful during the listening as well as observe your slides carefully. Follow the instruction, whatever the term the teacher is going to use. So think about that and take that seriously so that you will be able to attempt whole exercise of 2.7. So question number 1 is saying that 8 to the power 1/3 means 1 over 3 multiplied by 36 to the power 1 over 2. Come to the solution. Actually, whenever we have the rational exponents on any of the base, it says that we have to simplify that rational exponent or reduce, cancel till that position when they will be not further simplified. So, as per this question, 8 to the power 1 over 3, we have to cancel out the 3 from the denominator of the exponent so that we will make the identical factors of 8 because it is possible. 8 is a perfect cube number. So, when we make the factors, it will give us 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 and 1 over 3 as the exponent. Similarly, when we comes toward the 36 to the power 1 over 2, we know 36 is a perfect square number. It can be break as 6 multiplied by 6. Two identical factors are possible. In next step, you can see that there we have 3 times the multiplication of 2. So it can be written as 2 to the power 3, the whole power 1 over 3 as it is given in the question. Multiply by 6 to the power 2 because 6 was multiplying 2 times to itself. So it is 6 to the power 2 and the whole power 1 over 2 which is already given in the question. When we have power to power, one of the law is saying that whenever we have this type of situation, the both exponents will multiply. Recall your memory about the laws of exponent. So 3 will multiply with 1 over 3. What happened? Good. The both 3 will be cancel out and there will be 2 as remain as the base. Multiply by 6 to the power 2. We have the same situation. Multiply by 1 over 2. So both exponents will be multiplied. So 2 and 2 will be cancel out each other and we will have only 6 as the base. So finally 2 multiplied by 6, that will give you 12 and it is your answer. Again go through the question, follow the steps, follow the exponents and factorization and check your understanding. Good. Excellent. This is 12. Move to the next question from the same exercise. This is question number 2 and it is saying that 64 to the power minus 1 over 6 means exponent is negative, no matter whether it is positive or negative. Keep in mind what actually we want to do. Whenever we have the rational exponent means fractional exponent, the purpose is that we want to reduce it, we want to cancel it, we want to eliminate it. So minus 1 over 6 as the exponent as it is. What we do? We will make the factors of 64 because 64 is your base. When you will make the prime factors of 64, what you will get? Right, make the factors quickly. You know well how to find this. Right. How many times you are obtaining 2? There are 6 times. Means when you will have the 6 times multiplication of 2 to itself, you will get 64. So 64 can be written as 2 to the power 6. And the whole power minus 1 over 6 is given in your question. Good. Again we apply the law of exponent. There are 2 exponents going to multiply to each other. What we have? 6 and 6 will cancel each other. Right? 6 in numerator multiply by 1 over 6, that 6 is in denominator. So both will be cancelled and we will have 2 to the power minus 1. So what does it mean by 2 to the power minus 1? We have already discussed that whenever we have the negative exponent on any base, so position will be inverse. Position of base will be inverse. So 2 to the power minus 1 means the actual position of 2 is in good denominator. So 2 to the power minus 1 can be written as 1 over 2. So what you observe, we have reduced, we have cancelled out, we have eliminated that exponent by using the method of factorization. It was minus 1 over 6, it was huge, right, in term of fraction. But when we use the factorization method, so it has been eliminated. So finally we have 1 over 2. Question number 3. Here we have a fraction as a base, which is 256 upon x to the power 2. Tally the question from book also. Right. And the whole power is 1 over 2. It means according to one of the law of exponent, this 1 over 2 will be the exponent of numerator as well as denominator. It means 256 to the power 1 over 2 as well as x square to the power 1 over 2. Now come to the solution. As we have discussed that whenever we have the rational exponents, the purpose is that we have to eliminate it or at least we have to simplify that one. So by the help of the factorization, make the factors of 256 prime factors. Good. It is better to have the identical factors. Right. When you break the 256 into its identical factors, you will get 8 times 2. Check it again manually. Good. You have find this? So 2 to the power 8 and the whole power is 1 upon 2. Similarly in denominator we have x to the power 2, the whole power 1 over 2. So in numerator and denominator we are having the same position of law of exponent, power on power. So 8 will multiply by 1 over 2. Then what happened? Good. 2 will cancel out the 8. By how many times? 4 times. 2 1 the 2, 2 4 the 8. And in denominator you can see x square multiply by in the form of exponent 1 over 2. Power multiply by power. So that 2 will cancel. Observe the slide and listen carefully what term we are using here. So 8 will reduce by 2, so it become 4, and 2 will cancel out by 2, so it become 1. So in next step you can see we have mentioned that 2 to the power 4 upon x. Then 2 to the power 4 means 2 is multiplying 4 times to itself. So when we do this multiplication, what we obtain? We obtain 16. So 16 upon x is the simplified form of this expression, which was 256 upon x square, the whole power 1 over 2. Check it again. Is there any further possibility for the simplification? No, because in numerator we have only constant, there is no variable, and in denominator we have only 1 as the coefficient, and x is the single variable having one exponent. So there is no further possibility. So answer is 16 upon x. Next question from the same exercise, it is question number 4, and it is saying that 81 x to the power minus 8 z to the power 4 and the whole power 1 over 4. So how many factors are inside the parenthesis? You can see there is 81 as the coefficient, there is x to the power minus 8 and z to the power 4. So 3 factors are going to multiply inside the parenthesis, and overall exponent is 1 over 4. This is question number 4, tally from the exercise 2.7, page number 45. Now come to the solution. Because in the question you can see x to the power minus 8, and we have already discussed that whenever we have the negative exponent, the actual position of that expression is inverse. If it is in numerator, it will move towards the denominator. So it becomes positive. So 81 z to the power 4 in numerator upon x to the power 8 in denominator, and the whole exponent is 1 over 4, which is given in the question. Now we have to simplify that expression by using the factorization and laws of exponent. 81 can be break out into its factor as how many times? 3. Good. You will obtain 4 times 3. And z to the power 4, obviously variable is there, upon x to the power 8. The both variables are unlike, so there is no simplification between them, and the whole power is 1 over 4. It means 1 over 4 will be the exponent of all the expressions which is inside the brackets. Means 4 times 3 can be written as 3 to the power 4 multiplied by 1 over 4. This 1 over 4 we have taken from the overall exponent which is given in the question. Multiply by 4 to the power 4. This is z to the power 4 multiplied by 1 over 4. Right? Make it correct that 3 to the power 4 multiplied by 1 over 4 multiplied by, this is z to the power 4 multiplied by 1 over 4. It is in numerator. Then in denominator we have x to the power 8 multiplied by 1 over 4. Now we will move towards the reduction of the exponent. 3 to the power 4 multiplied by 1 over 4, the both 4 will be cancel out each other. Similarly, for the z to the power 4 multiplied by 1 over 4, again the both 4 will cancel out each other, and we will have only z upon x to the power 8 multiplied by 1 over 4. What happened? 8 in numerator, 4 in denominator, 4 1 the 4, 4 2 the 8. So what exponent will remain on x? Good. This is 2. So finally in your numerator we have 3z. You can see the reduction of the exponent from the previous step upon x to the power 2. So question number 4, the answer is 3z upon x to the power 2. Revisit the slide, try to understand, make sure that your factorization is correct. And if there is any confusion about this third step, So make it correct. This is z. Z to the power 4 multiplied by 1 over 4. Number 5. Question number 5 is 27 to the power 2n over 3 multiplied by 8 to the power minus n over 3 upon 18 to the power minus n over 2. This time you can see here the exponents are not only in the form of fraction, the variable is also involved and maybe any of the natural number. So again we will use the method of factorization for the reduction of the rational exponents. 2n upon 3 will be, when you make the factors of 18, you will get how many times 3? Good, 3 3s are 9 and 9 2s are 18. So the factors are 3 square multiplied by 2 and the overall exponent is minus n over 2 in denominator. In next step you can see 3 to the power 3, the exponent is 2n over 3. According to law of exponent, they both will multiply, so 3 will be cancelled out. 3 of the exponent as it is working as exponent of the 3 and 2n over 3, that 3 will be cancelled and we have only 2n as the exponent of 3. Go back to the previous step and follow. Multiply by similarly 2 to the power 3, the whole power minus n over 3. So what happened? 3 3 will be cancelled and we have only minus n exponent on 2. Come to the denominator. This is 3 to the power 2, whole power is minus n over 2. Again we can see powers are going to multiply, so 2 2 will be cancelled and multiply by 2 to the power minus n over 2. Here we don't have the possibility of the cancellation of the 2 in the exponent, which is the denominator, because 2 is only a single factor, so we cannot reduce this exponent. In next step you will see 3 to the power 2n multiplied by 2 to the power minus n, which we have already discussed in previous step, and denominator what we have 3 to the power only minus n, because that 2 to cancel. Multiply by 2 to the power minus n over 2. Then according to law of exponent, we know that if there is any negative exponent in numerator, so when it is shifted in denominator, it becomes positive. Similarly, if there is any negative exponent in denominator, when it will shifted in numerator, it becomes positive. This is very important to understand that how the movement is showing the change in the sign of the exponent. So 3 to the power 2n as it is present in numerator and 3 to the power minus n, it was present in denominator. Now it is shifted in numerator, so it becomes 3 to the power plus n. Similarly, previously 2 to the power minus n, it was present in numerator. Because of negative exponent, we have shifted this in denominator, so it becomes 2 to the power plus n. Multiply by, already the denominator is having 2 to the power minus n over 2. Make the connection with the previous step. Follow the steps, so it becomes easy to understand. Then in next step, as we know, according to law of exponent, if the bases are same, the exponents will be added. Right? Do you remember the very first law of exponent? So here we have 3 multiplied by 3 having different exponents. So what happened? Base will remain same, that is 3, and exponent will be added. So 2n plus n. Upon same situation we are having in the denominator, 2n multiplied by 2 to the power minus n over 2. So bases are same, exponents will add. So 2 to the power n minus n upon 2, because it is already in the negative form. So finally what we are having? We are having that 3 to the power 3n upon 2 to the power, right. What is this? A simple sum of fraction. This is n upon 1 minus n upon 2. As you are working on the simple fraction sum of the unlike denominator, what we have to take? We have to take the LCM. The first term is n upon 1 and second is n upon 2. So when we will take the LCM, LCM will be Exactly right, 2. And what changes occur in the numerator of the first term? Because n is having the 1 as the coefficient, so because of increment of the denominator 2 times, so numerator will also increase 2 times, so it becomes 2n. Minus second term is n upon 2, so there will be no change in the numerator of that one because 2 is already present in its denominator. So expression becomes 2n minus n upon 2 as the exponent of 2. The next step, 3 to the power 3n, we have already simplified this one, so there is no change. But in denominator, we have 2n minus n upon 2. When you simplify, it becomes only n upon 2. So there is no further simplification is possible. Follow the previous steps and make sure that you are working correctly. So 3 to the power 3n upon 2 to the power n upon 2 is the answer of this question. In the next question, is question number 6 from your textbook. It is having that a fraction inside the parenthesis and the negative exponent which are present overall on the different factors of that question. So first one is a to the power p over a to the power q, the whole power minus q minus p, multiply by a to the power q upon a to the power p, the whole power minus p minus q, multiply by a to the power r over a to the power p minus r. Keep in mind there are so many ways to solve these type of questions. So I am sharing only one, but this is not only the possibility. There are so many possibilities. Okay. So what is going here, whenever we have inside the parenthesis a fraction, so that is saying that the inverse position means we can change the position of the denominator as the numerator, so sign become negative, become positive, and positive become negative. So 1 over, we are shifting, what we are shifting, we are shifting the numerator in the denominator, or you may say that denominator into the numerator to make the negative exponent as positive. So it becomes 1 over a to the power q minus p, and the previously the negative exponent, now it become positive, so it is q plus p. Similarly, in the second factor, we have a to the 1 over a to the power p minus q. The overall exponent is p plus q because we have changed the position, so negative exponent become the positive. Similarly, in the last factor where we have 1 over a to the power p minus r, and the whole power is p plus r. So the possibility is that you may shift. Keep in mind, this is one of the solution, but this is not only one of the solution, right? You may have the different solution from the different teachers, so you may follow the process, the method which easy to understand for you, right? So here what is going on? It become 1 over a to the power q minus p, the whole power q plus p. As we know, according to law of exponent, whenever we have power to power, what happened? They both will multiply. Means q minus p will multiply by q plus p. Will you do the detailed multiplication? I don't think this is not necessary. It is easy that to identify one of the formula that is saying a minus b multiplied by a plus b. So by applying that formula, the expression becomes 1 over a to the power q square minus p to the power 2 multiplied by 1 over a to the power r square minus q square multiplied by 1 over a to the power p square minus r square, right, by applying the formula. In next step, you can see because we are having in numerator only 1 in all three factors, so 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1 will remain 1. And in denominator, we have the same basis having the different exponent. So as per law of the exponent, we will apply whenever we have the same basis, exponents will be added to each other. So follow the step. Right. What we are doing? A to the power by a, because a is the same base, so it will remain a to the power q square minus p square. What we are doing? We are adding the different exponents. R square minus q square plus p square minus r square. These all are present in the form of exponent of a. Now, if we simplify this expression, that is plus q square, when we move forward, we also have minus q square. What happened? Plus q minus q, they both will cancel each other. In next term, minus p square, further we have plus p square. Again, they both will cancel each other. Good. What about plus r square minus r square? Absolutely right. They will also cancel each other. It means the overall exponent in the denominator a to the power, what happened? All the exponents in the form of term, they have cancelled each other. So what's remain there? There is only a to the power 0. And do you know what does mean by a to the power 0 or 0 exponent to any base? Right, you are right. This is 1. So 1 over a to the power 0 means 1 over 1. Then ultimately 1 over 1 can be written as only 1. So answer is 1. Keep in mind, this is one of the solution. It is not the only solution. The possibilities are so many. But we will get the same answer. In next question, we have under root 216 to the power 2 over 3, 25 to the power 1 over 2 upon 1 over 25 to the power minus 3 over 2. Right? The different factors, radical is also here, and the exponent in the form of fraction. Right? Follow this. When you will make the factors of first one 216, how many times 6 will be there? 3 times. So it can be written as 6 to the power 3 and the power 2 over 3. We are not working on radical. It will remain same. Square root is remain same. We are only working inside that. And 25 can be written as 5 to the power 2 to the whole 1 over 2. And in denominator, again you can see minus 3 over 2 was the exponent. So 25 will be shifted in numerator. So by making the factors, you are having 6 to the power 2 and 5 upon 5 to the power 3 because of cancellation of the exponent. So it is under root 36 over 5 square. When we apply the radical here, 36 will extract out from the radical sign, it becomes 6. 25 will also extract out from the radical, so it becomes 5. So 6 over 5, you have to take the screenshot, follow the steps carefully so it becomes easy to understand. Now come to the home task. Do question number 3, 7, 8, 9 from the exercise 2.7 and 13 of 2.7 in your fair copy. It will better if you will share the reference of the different laws and rules so it becomes easy to understand. Now time is going up. We have to finish the meeting. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.